Okay, well, let's go ahead and go to another France 24. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. We got two France 24s right next to each other. This is France 48 now. Um, so this was one I kind of wanted to talk about because I had read some stuff about this as well, and I've been saying before that Iran is probably going to go at least until after uh, at least until after Israel starts like being on like running out of interceptors is my plan. I thought like they would at least go a couple weeks into the point where like after the point where Israel runs out of interceptors. So reports suggest Gulf states running out of interceptor missiles by France 24 English. Let's see what they have to say, and we'll see if I agree or not.
Noga Tarnopolsky. Noga, of course, is our correspondent in Jerusalem. Noga, good evening to you. Can we start with the situation regarding Iran's attacks on Israel and Israel's policy? The words of Benjamin Netanyahu we heard. And Yair Lapid, they're saying Israel is tired of containing these kind of problems. What is your sense of where we go from here?
Containing what? Israel? Are you sure? Do you have the right country there? Containing these kind of problems? You mean creating more of these kinds of problems, I think is what you meant? Like funding Hamas and like, propping up like all of these people so that I don't know. I think that and like going to war with every country around you to create as much of a like as many orphans as you possibly can to join all of these resistance groups and stuff, like, and continuously trying to steal territory from every country around you. I don't really think any of that has to do with containment.
I think, Mark, that we are really at a juncture, really at the end of the third day of this new war that could go in many different directions, any of them very consequential. There are noises being heard just in the last hour or two that Qatar and the United Arab Emirates may be running out of their anti-missile missiles that have been extremely successful in protecting their countries from Iranian.
Well, they're going to run out first. I'll be clear about that. They're going to run out first. All of the Gulf state countries are going to run out first because we all know the one true ally is Israel. The only ally that we have is Israel. So they're going to send as many of the like if they're restocking anybody, they're restocking Israel. So and they've been taking interceptors from like South Korea and shit to like give to or like THAAD missile defense like systems or whatever to give to Israel, which is already pissing off them as well. Uh, like I said, Israel is the one true ally, so they will get them all. Now, I still think they will eventually run out. I don't know exactly when it'll be, but we'll see if they have any more info in this video.
Attack, and that they might be looking for some way to persuade Donald Trump to give him an off ramp, some way to persuade him to cut this campaign short. That said, all of what we heard today from Trump himself, from his Secretary of Defense or War, Pete Hegseth, and certainly from the
I get
Israeli
that messed up too,
leadership,
don't worry.
all of it points to a very long campaign. And regarding what the head of the Israeli opposition, Yair Lapid, said, I think it's a complex situation in Israel. It is true that Israelis are tired of containing threats, but it is also true that Israelis don't have much confidence in their current leadership.
Yeah, well, they're like I said before. Sorry, I was kind of joking, but like they're not containing anything. Like they are like Hamas has more members now than they did at the beginning of their like offensive in Gaza. Like the West Bank is like the is becoming more radicalized by the day. Hezbollah seems to be stronger than it has ever been, honestly. Like, I'm surprised. Like, they are taking out these tanks that are rolling into the territory like it's fucking nothing, dude. Like, so all of this screams to me like they're not containing anything. They're just like increasing the amount of radicalization and violence among the region, as they always have.
And they're just plain tired. So, with 12 funerals today, Israelis are feeling a pretty heavy hit on
Aw,
the civilian population.
they're so tired they can't get any sleep. They can't get any sleep, guys. Guess what? Guess who else hasn't gotten a lot of sleep in the past few years. Every Palestinian in Gaza. So fuck you guys. I do not give a shit if you're fucking, if you're tired physically or if you're tired emotionally or if you're tired of being at war. You are the people who want to be at war 24/7. You want to be a fucking Sparta country. You gotta live with the goddamn consequences. So, fuck you guys, seriously.
Life
Ugh.
here has been completely interrupted. And with Israeli
Boo
insistence, the
hoo.
Israeli leadership's insistence that the aim of this campaign is regime change, and yet no real plan for regime change being presented, there are some questions beginning to be raised by Israelis, perhaps not Mr. Lapid, but others, about how exactly this is going to proceed.
Indeed. I think people are raising that same question over in the United States as well because of Donald Trump's pronouncements, which have been along the lines of, I think the exact quote was kicking the crap out of them. I think that was the actual turn of phrase that he used, which basically is saying one
Such a
thing,
way
but
with words.
it's not saying there's any kind of plan afterwards. And this is a very disturbing thing in terms of what happens next, because they could just create a power vacuum, and then who knows where that goes. I'm wondering about, from your perspective, how things will develop there, because clearly we've seen as well as the damage of missiles getting through the Iron Dome defences of Israel and hitting targets in Israel. We've seen the reaction from the politicians. At the same time, Israel launching an operation against Hezbollah in Lebanon. Again, sort of that taking out a senior member of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad organisation. What is the aim and objective there?
The situation in Lebanon is
To steal
actually
territory,
fascinating
obviously.
and in some way could be really fateful. Israel did launch a significant campaign today in Lebanon, specifically in the Dahya in south of Beirut, aimed at Hezbollah targets, and this has caused more than 20,000 Lebanese to flee their homes, to the best of my knowledge. That said, the Lebanese
There's been over 1 million people who are displaced right now from this, by the way.
government really has lashed out against Hezbollah in a way that is simply has no precedent. The Lebanese prime minister said that any Hezbollah military actions are illegal and prohibited. And we've even heard late this afternoon from one of the
Dude, this seems like fucking cope, man. This seems like really heavy cope. I said before, like Hezbollah is currently like destroying, like decimating the tanks. Like I think, one person died earlier today from being on Lebanese territory by like Hezbollah. Like one IOF soldier died. A bunch were injured. And like, but I think they've taken out like dozens of these tanks so far. With like RPGs and stuff. And I keep asking, what the fuck is the Lebanese army gonna do? Like seriously, what the fuck are they gonna do? Like they're nothing compared to Hezbollah in terms of a fighting force. Now, I guess they could go out there and try to start, like shooting Hezbollah like members or whatever, but I don't think that would be very politically popular in Lebanon, considering Hezbollah is doing the fucking job of the Lebanese army right now. Like any normal country would have their own army out there trying to protect their goddamn land from these like Nazi freaks who are coming across in a pogrom to try and steal it from them. Like any normal country would be out there like shooting the like I don't know, shooting the heads off of all of these fucking IOF forces that are like coming across the border and like and launching retaliatory missile strikes on Israel. Like Hezbollah is literally doing the fucking like the Lebanese army's job right now, and they're out there criticizing it. Like that's some fucking bullshit. I hope that the political situation in Lebanon, because I know some people were getting a little bit fed up with Hezbollah. Like, I'm hoping the political situation doesn't like lend to that happening or whatever. But I still ask though, what the fuck is the Lebanese army gonna do? Like, I don't think that they're gonna go out there and start like killing Hezbollah members or something.
the tribal leaders in southern Lebanon that for decades have either supported Hezbollah or kept quiet about this sort of Hezbollah state within a state in the south of Lebanon, this time put out a statement clearly declaring their allegiance to the Lebanese state and their opposition to Hezbollah's efforts, as they perceive it, to drag Lebanon into another war. So this actually may be, despite the violence we saw today, this may be a rare success story. In other words, Hezbollah's attack on Israel was significant but did not cause significant damage. It may indicate that Hezbollah's power really has been significantly degraded. And if Lebanon manages to take charge here, we may be seeing a sea change
Nah,
in.
nah, because it doesn't matter if Lebanon takes charge. Israel, if the Lebanese army takes charge, then Israel is going to take over Lebanon. Israel is going to invade Lebanon further. It's going to keep on going further and further, and the Lebanese army will, and the Lebanese territory will cease to exist one day. That's not a sustainable model. The only way to stop Israel is by like shooting them in the fucking face when they come over your border. So like I just don't think there's going to be like I'm telling you right now, the political appetite in Lebanon is like they are angry with Hezbollah, I think, to some extent, because they believe that Hezbollah, by firing that rocket into Israel after Iran, uh, like got Lebanon involved in a war that they shouldn't have been in, and I understand that. Like I understand how you could feel that way. However, Israel was going to do this regardless, and they were going to try to steal your territory regardless. And Hezbollah is just doing, like I said, the shit that the Lebanese army needs to be doing. Um, so whether these people say that or not, I think that I also think as Hezbollah is like successful at pushing them, like pushing Israel out of Lebanon, which I think they will be eventually. I don't know how much time it'll take, but I've said before that the IOF, like the Israeli occupation forces, they're used to brutalizing civilians, right? They're not used to going up against actual, people who are used to being like a guerrilla fighting force. So um, eventually they're going to get pushed out, I think. If the Lebanese army tries to do some shit, though, that'll be, that could be bad. Because that just means Israel is going to take more fucking territory and like steal it. Like it might keep going. It might steal Beirut, like it might just keep on fucking going because Israel, all they think about is goddamn stealing territory. But Israel is also stretched thinner than it's ever been as well. So, and I think they're weaker than they've ever been militarily and politically. So, yeah, I just don't see this going well for them. And this seems like major fucking cope from this lady. Like she seems I can't believe that she like actually believes this shit. But if she's been in Israel long enough, then her brain is probably pretty fried as well. Zionism, you know, uh like Zionism just destroys your brain, man. It's like that worm in RFK's brain. It just infests your entire brain and you're just getting Zionist maggots just eating it and feasting off of it until there's nothing left. So,